religious communities, faith leaders, and laity to help bring forward the vote for elections coming up in November. This is a critical time in our life as a country, as a nation, and as religious communities. Now, why is it so important? Because religious communities will contribute a moral force, a voice for transformation, a voice for change that includes the common good, ecology, justice, and peace issues. All of these are critical. Ecology, justice, and peace, they're at the heart of the Earth Charter, which was developed over 10 years, and Declaration of Interdependence. That's what we need for our elections, interdependence. But let me tell you a story of why I feel so passionate about this. Because when I was an undergraduate at Trinity College in Washington, D.C., Nancy Pelosi was ahead of me, Kathleen Sebelius, former governor of Kansas. All of us were concerned about civil rights and the anti-Vietnam War, for that matter. This was a period of great upheaval, as you know, and civil rights in particular was inspired by religious leaders and the religious communities. Now, how did that happen? Because when I grew up, and many of you, separate but equal was accepted across this country. Separate housing, separate schools, separate jobs, separate toilet facilities, everything. Separate but equal. Now, did that work out well? Hardly. The inequalities we know are still with us, but the moral force was put into action with people like Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, John Lewis, who suffered a concussion on the bridge in that Selma March. The power of that moral force with civil disobedience was incontrovertible, something we still have today as a legacy. And the moral force for a true democracy needs the religious voices of leaders, of laity, of communities. We must get out the vote for a just and flourishing society. John Grimm, my husband, wants to add to this as well.
And along with Mary Evelyn Tucker, we're here in our office at the Yale Forum on Religion and Ecology, and we've had the happy occasion to think through issues that religions of the world are addressing, and certainly getting out the vote or participating in civic processes is at the heart of religious activity. This comes to me also in terms of a fourfold wisdom perspective. We know that the wisdom traditions of the religions of the world continue into our time and to provide leadership on environmental issues, but also on civic-minded issues. And just to mention the other three, the wisdom of women, we will see this vote, hopefully, with regard to reproductive rights and the whole voice that women will bring to voting issues. Also, the wisdom of science, the sense of penetrating into matter, or bringing our understanding and knowledge. And we know now that science is opening itself to multiple forms of knowledge as we experience polycrises of an environmental nature. So this fourfold wisdom can be concluded in this fourth part with the wisdom of indigenous people. And now we find our call to bring into our lifeways, into our civic mindedness, into our day-to-day activities, the capacity to vote for people in office who have these considerations, who are really focused on large popular issues and bringing popular vote and popular presence into these issues. So I'm very pleased to join with Mary Evelyn to bring our voice to a call for voting.
You know, just to conclude, thank you, John. I think what we're all looking for is ways to go from apathy, even despair, to inspiration, renewal of the spiritual energies, especially from the earth and its incredible complexity and beauty, to action on behalf of future generations, your children, their children, and the children of all species. This is what is at stake, moving from apathy to inspiration and to action. That's what the religious communities can bring to this very critical moment in our nation's history. Thank you. Let's all get out and vote.
All best.